everybody, and welcome to Queens of the Ring. My name is Sarah, and you will notice that my co-host for this evening looks a little bit different. Denise, Denise had some family stuff going on, so with me this evening is our honorary queen, Mitchell Foley.
Hey, I went from a jester to a queen. There's
Yes,
something.
so I said, I'm like, you'd be the court jester. No, you're an honorary queen tonight. You're an honorary
Yeah,
queen tonight, Mitch, for sure. You're always an honorary queen with us. So, hey,
I'll
Ram,
take it.
how are
I'll take it.
you? Thank
What is
you.
up, Ram?
Thank you for joining us. Appreciate it.
And
Once again, guys, a reminder: the show is exclusive to the Hardcore Sports Network and Stream Punk Entertainment. Please go and subscribe to both of those networks. Like this stream, I'd really appreciate it. It would help us out a lot. And please go ahead and like both Stream Punk and Hardcore Sports on all social media platforms. So it's my little
I,
obligatory spiel.
I love it. I love it because I'm the one that has to do it all the time. So it's nice for
I
me to.
know, I know. You could rest your voice a little bit. I mean, you have it down to a science though, with all the streams and everything that you do. So, oh hey, Robert, how are you? Oh, thank you so much. That's really nice of you to say. I
Yeah.
feel very worn out tonight after work. Today was crazy. It was just
Yeah.
I couldn't get done what I wanted to get done, what I needed to get done because there's constant emails coming in and phone calls and people with this issue, that issue, this question, that question, and it's just like just leave me alone for an hour just so I can get something done. Please, just leave me alone.
Right. Right.
I said to my
Uh.
coworkers, I'm like, if the phone rings one more time, and I have to answer, I said I'm going to scream so you two can start answering the phone now because I'm done. Like
Yeah.
I've had it.
You're done. Um. Yeah, Ram. So I'm actually Denise for tonight, but she's got family stuff going on, so she's
Yep,
all good.
yep,
She'll be back next week.
yep,
Phenomenal
yep,
breakdown will be back next
yep,
week.
yep.
And
Denise is all good. Everything's good. She's just got some family obligations going on tonight. So that's why, like I said, I have the honorary queen of the Hardcore Sports Network joining us. So Mitch gets to be my co host for the night and not just the producer. He's moving up in the world.
I'm actually moving up. You know what? I love it. I was actually thinking for the background to have queens above it or the crowns above it, but then
Yeah.
I couldn't figure it out. But next week I'll get that done.
Oh, that'll
I'll get
look.
that
I
done.
like it. It looks cool. And actually, those are my high school colors, black and gold, like that. So
Oh yeah? Huh.
whenever I see that, it always makes me think of high school. You know, it's really funny. My high school mascot, they're called the Trojans.
Okay. I like
Seriously, the
that.
Trojans.
I mean, mine
Like,
was a cougar.
well, mine are called the Trojans, like a famous condom brand.
Yeah, I'm well
So
aware.
people would always make fun of it. It was like always a
Yeah.
running gag all through high school. So,
Yeah, mine was a
but
freaking
yeah.
cougar.
Hey, you know what? Cougars are fierce. Was the football team and basketball team and stuff really good, or were they pretty crappy?
Crappy. We
Crappy.
were like we were like beyond like we had a couple good years because we had a couple
Yeah.
good players, but then it was just like it's just like it was terrible.
Naughty Blaze!
Oh,
You
I
are
know
more than
Blaze is
welcome
gonna
to
have
pop in if you would like to. You're more than welcome to pop in, Naughty Blaze.
if he
You can be
wants
an
to, I'll send him
honorary
the link.
queen too. Yeah, you're an
Yeah.
honorary queen too, just like Mitch.
Cougars. Yeah, that's the kind of joke we'll be getting. That's the kind of joke we'll be
Well,
getting.
then he must have missed when I said my high school mascot is the Trojans. So it kind of
Yeah.
goes along with that. Kind of goes along the same line. But
So, let's actually get started with the Cena promo because RB
yeah,
actually brought it up. So I'll let you
okay,
go first.
yeah, yeah,
Go for it.
perfect. So I think a lot of people had expectations that John Cena was going to like change his look, like have different clothes on, different music because I had mentioned Blaze.
Yeah. Yeah, I figured that.
Yes, good Lord. Um,
Hey, Cameron.
because like I'd mentioned, hey Cameron, how are you? Because like I'd mentioned last week, there were plans back in 20, I think it was 2012 when Cena versus Rock 1 was going to happen. That's when Cena was originally supposed to turn heel. So he said that he had all new, they had got new merch, completely recorded a new theme song. He had a singlet he was going to wear. He had wrestling boots, like totally different look. And
Mm-hmm.
I think he said that in an interview, if I'm not mistaken, I think with Chris Van Vliet, I think he did. I think
Yeah.
that's who he interviewed with.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a lot of people were anticipating Cena to look very different um, in his clothes and different song and all of that kind of thing. But to me, yeah, and he didn't. He was still wearing his "You Can't See Me" shirt and the jorts and the sneakers and the ball cap. So, like, clothing wise, he didn't look different. But I think it was the way they made him look different was much more impactful because he didn't run from side to side on the stage and waving to the crowd and high fiving, and he didn't say anything to acknowledge Stu, the cameraman, and he usually, with a lot of enthusiasm, pulls the towel out of his back pocket and whips it and holds it up and does something fun with it and then throws it in the crowd. He just kind of held it up and just let it drop on the ground, and he walked to the ring. He didn't run. So he did, in a way, change his presentation to where he just doesn't give a crap anymore. He's like, I'm done trying to please people. Um, but I think, I mean, and I know that you really liked it, but I think to sit and blame him being this way on the fans, like, really, dude, you're gonna say all that to the fans who have supported you for 20 years and you made millions and millions and millions of dollars off the fans who bought your merch and bought tickets to see you at shows and stuff. So, like, that part didn't make sense to me, but I can understand like what he means. He's like, there's no pleasing you people. There's no pleasing you guys. So no matter what I do, you guys are gonna hate me. No matter what I do, you guys might love me. He's like, I really don't care. So, I mean, I thought it was all right. And I think a lot of people were expecting him to just come straight out and just give an entire epilogue, an explanation for why he did what he did. And it's like, you do realize he's going to be on more shows up leading up to WrestleMania. Like, you don't have to get everything done in one night. So I think people's expectations were super duper high that he's going to give this super duper long explanation. It's going to give all the details. It's like, they're building to his match at WrestleMania, guys. Like, you got to give it some time.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Now, before I respond, Blade left a couple of comments here, like this one.
Okay.
I'm wearing a singlet right now that special yellow one that Mitch gets me, so it's very nice. Okay. Blade Mankini.
Oh, that's the best one. Oh.
Yeah, thank you, Sarah. That part didn't make any sense. I get he's supposed to be a heel. No, he's a human being. He is not a heel or a babyface. He's just a human being. But to say the fans did nothing for him, have been wounded, but better, it was a cookie cutter heel stuff.
Yes.
It worked, I guess. Yeah, I agree with Sarah. Oh my God. Out of every word you possibly use.
Thank you, Naughty Blaze.
So, I liked it because it was a different side of Cena that we haven't seen like ever. We haven't seen him like this ever. One. Two, it was just like when he said he broke up with everyone, I lost it. I was like, no, he broke up with me. He broke up with everybody. Like, it was just like that was one of the greatest promos I've ever. Yeah, he broke up with everybody. I was so hurtful. I feel so bad for that kid. I feel so bad for that kid. Remember the Miz girl? Remember that girl who hated the Miz? That's gonna be the next Miz girl. That's gonna be the next one. Or it is
Yep.
Cena boy, whatever. Yeah, Blaze, you did too. You did too. You did too,
I
Blaze.
was
I think
so happy. I was so happy though when he came out and his music started playing. They started singing John Cena
Cena
sucks. I was so happy. I'm like, yes,
that was
yes,
a
it made a
that was
comeback.
that was a perfect crowd to do it in front of. This
Oh
crowd was
God,
it made
definitely.
this so much better. Like there's just a couple things I didn't like about it. Like he did not mention The Rock at all. Like
Yeah,
at
that
all.
was something I would have thought a little bit.
I'm like, what does The Rock have to do with this? You just like yelling you're whining at the fans and what you claim that they did or whatever. Did not even mention The Rock, one. Two, Cena and Cody did not go back and forth. Cena
No.
said, look, kid, and then Cody just shut him up, let him talk, and he left. And then Cena did another mic drop. So I'm
Mhm.
like, I wanted to see more back and forth. I think we'll see that next week. So for me, I'm just like, it was great, but not everything I like. The
Now
Rock
is
is the
Cena
tooth fairy. Yeah.
Now is Cena, is he gonna be at SmackDown on Friday? Or is he just gonna be on, okay, so he'll be at Raw. Okay.
He'll be at Raw next week, and then the
Okay.
week after, I think, and then there will be a couple SmackDowns around WrestleMania season. So
But around the end of their, I think it's six, or is it six? Yeah, it's 6 weeks total that they're going to be overseas during the road
yeah,
to WrestleMania. Which, I think it's really cool too that they're doing these overseas shows. Like a lot of people are complaining about, oh, I'd love to go see a show like Raw or SmackDown during the road to WrestleMania, but they're really trying to build their international presence, especially with the international fans. And I've said this, Mitch, you've heard me say this before. We are incredibly, incredibly lucky here in the United States because we've got WWE, AEW, TNA, GCW, House of Glory. Like there are so many different wrestling promotions, of course, WWE and AEW being the two largest, most well-known wrestling companies. But there's so many independent promotions put in there too. Like, and when you think about it, in the United States, we could watch wrestling 6 out of 7 nights. So there is wrestling on literally on our televisions Monday through Saturday. Sunday is the only night where there is not a wrestling show on. So no matter
hmm
what kind of wrestling you like, whether you prefer WWE or AEW or TNA, whatever, there's wrestling on for you to watch. And the folks overseas, they don't get that. So I
right.
think it's very important. That shows me the reason why they did this too is because they're taking this build for this WrestleMania very seriously. Because I think part of it is because it's Cena's last WrestleMania, and
Mhm.
they want to get him in front of those international crowds, and I can't blame them. I really can't. And I think it's a good idea too, because I love the international crowds. It's so, like, I enjoy, like you, watching wrestling. A lot of us enjoy
Yeah.
very much watching wrestling, but it is a bazillion times better with a crowd like we get, like those overseas crowds where they're really into it and they're singing. And oh, I loved it. Just the crowd last night was fire. They were so wonderful.
That crowd made this whole turn that much better. And Cena has to win at Mania. I feel like if you turn him heel and he loses at Mania next month, then what was the point of him turning heel? So if they have him win, then you can have him face CM Punk when he's a face and Cena's a heel. You can have him face Orton. You can have him face all these other guys when Cena's champion as a heel. And I love that. I just want to see that happen. And then I think we're going to see The Rock versus Cena at the last match. I don't know if that's going to happen. Like, that's how I would predict it.
I could see it, like if they were gonna do that. The only scenario where I could see them doing Rock versus Cena again would be if Cena, being heel, he realizes the error of his ways, and now he's trying to, now he's going on a redemption arc where he's trying to get the forgiveness of the fans and the talent and things like that. And his redemption arc all culminates in a match with The Rock.
Yeah.
So that's where I could see that happening. Now, it could really go one of two ways, and I'd be okay either way. So if they have Cena win at WrestleMania, which I do think that's probably the more likely scenario, if they have him win, wouldn't it be interesting? And I said this, I think, to you and Denise over text message yesterday. What do you think? Wouldn't it be crazy if Cena wins at WrestleMania and his winning turns Cody Rhodes heel? I don't think it's going to happen because Cody is so popular and is the face of he's basically taking over for taking the place of John Cena from 20 years ago when he was the face of the company, when he took over for the Red Stone Cold in that. So I don't think that is likely, but man, that would be something to see. So I think if Cena does win at WrestleMania and gets the title, he gets good old number 17. He'll keep it for a while, and I could see somebody like CM Punk getting the title off of him at SummerSlam, and CM Punk like snaps him out of it, and then that's when we see that redemption arc that he goes on. Or if we have Cena lose at WrestleMania, and Cody's like, "Hey, I told you, man, you turned your back on the fans. That's no." Because he even said last night, he goes, "I don't want to see this version. I better not see this version of Cena at WrestleMania." I think it's how he said it. But I mean, you could have Cody Rhodes retain, and Cena is still on this, I call it his Dr. Evil phase, his heel phase, where he's trying to get the title. But I don't think they would have had him be as callous and as cold as he was if they weren't going to have him win at WrestleMania. So
no. And there was actually a rumor where Cena was supposed to. I don't believe everything. I don't believe the dirt sheets and all that crap.
Oh yeah,
but
I know.
They had Cena turn heel at Mania, and I'm like,
freaking Dave Meltzer was trying to say that crap, and I'm like, you are so full of it. He's so full of garbage. Oh my gosh, he's so full of baloney. I cannot stand that man.
I just don't pay attention. Like someone sends me stuff, and I'm like, okay. But
it's just like you think about his stuff, like a lot of what Dave Meltzer says just does not make sense.
Right.
What would have been the point of having him turn heel at WrestleMania? Like, they've been planning this. They knew, if you listen previous interviews with Cody Rhodes and stuff, like comments that he's made, like he made some comments when he did Pat McAfee's show, where Cody Rhodes said WrestleMania this year is going to blow your minds. It's going to top last year's WrestleMania. You're not going to see it coming. So I wonder if Cena winning the title, he's not talking about that there's something else that is going to happen at WrestleMania perhaps. But I agree. Wouldn't make sense to turn him heel at WrestleMania. That's dumb. But they've been planning this since October. Like, they knew that this was going to happen since October. And I can guarantee you there's a very select few people who knew they were turning Cena heel. John Cena, Triple H, Cody Rhodes, The Rock, and Nick Khan. Those were it. Those were the only people that knew that Cena was turning heel, because those are the people that had to be involved in the presentation of that heel turn. So,
and in that promo with Cena, he said some stuff that it was probably bobbling inside, and he was just trying to get it out, but he never had the chance to. But that guy in Stamford, Connecticut, wouldn't let him say certain types of things. So this was the perfect opportunity for him to just let it all out. And at that point, he was like, "You guys make it too easy for me." Like, he's one of the best mic workers in wrestling. He will always be. Him, Paul Heyman, CM Punk, The Rock. Top 4. So I'm just gonna say this. Um, it was a great promo. He kept on repeating stuff over and over, like you take, you win after win. I'm like, okay, we get it. Move on to the next part. But there was certain stuff I didn't like.
I agree. It felt like they drug it out way too long. Like they
Yeah.
could have given us, I think it would have been more meaningful and much more impactful had they condensed things down a bit and not had him repeat things multiple times and drag it out and all of that. It just seemed like it drug on a little too long. And I was very disappointed that we didn't get a lot of interaction between him and Cody Rhodes. I'm not saying where they're like yelling at each other or doing like what Punk and Seth Rollins do, where they interrupt each other and they start brawling. I was not expecting that, but I expected there to be at least somewhat of a conversation between the two and for there to be more of an interaction between both of them, and we didn't get that. So I was disappointed with that part. Like it was okay for like this first like heel promo, but I mean, like I said, we're not gonna get everything all at once. They're gonna stretch it out. I mean, we've got how many more shows? So for them to get more information out to us. So
I just wish they'd done this heel turn so much sooner. Like, I wish they'd done it in the beginning of his retirement tour. I thought they should have done it in the very beginning and get more of a time gap. Now, what is it? March? So we got April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. We still got like 9 months, 9 to 10. So still a lot of time, but I just wish they happened sooner. Can you imagine if they had this heel turn during his prime years? During his prime, that could have been a whole other ball game. Whole other ball game.
He said in the Chris Van Vliet, it was Chris Van Vliet, I'm remembering now because I rewatched it last night. Like I saw the clips and then I went and found the interview. And he said within 48 hours, he had a brand new theme song recorded, mixed, everything ready to go. 48 hours. He went and recorded a whole new heel theme song. He had singlets made, like how Chad Gable wears or Bronson Reed wears, like the low cut ones, which I'm not a fan of those on anybody. But he said the point of it was to be the opposite, to be disloyal, to be lazy. So you're not hustling, you're being lazy. And instead of being respectful, you're being disrespectful. So to have the flip side of his 3 hustle, loyalty, respect, the 3 qualities that he has been preaching about for years, or his entire career really. But yeah, I just it's a damn shame we didn't get this sooner. It's like, and to think we had to wait for Vince McMahon to be fully removed from WWE in order for Triple H to be able to, and for Triple H to take over in order for this to happen.
Yeah.
And to me that's sad, because that means that you are only seeing things through, like, you're only seeing things on a very narrow road. You're not seeing the peripheral vision of, oh, there's this possibility, this possibility. Like, you open yourself up to so many more possibilities. And imagine, he maybe could have reached new fans being a heel, like all those years ago. So it could have been a great, like, imagine the marketing and a great moneymaker for WWE, I think, if they had done this sooner. I mean, and we all have seen it. There's a lot, quite a few wrestlers, most that very rarely will stay babyface or stay a heel throughout the same throughout their entire career. Most of them go through phases.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really wish this we could have had at least a little taste of this sooner. But
there's another reason.
Okay.
There's another reason why they didn't have him turn heel. I'm a Make-A-Wish kid. He was my wish, right? I don't
Yeah.
think they would have ever turned him heel for that Make-A-Wish stuff. Because if they turn him heel, there was no way I felt like maybe he would be the all-time great in Make-A-Wish. Like have those
Oh
all
no,
wishes
no, no, no,
granted.
no. I don't think so. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
look at all the videos that people were showing on social media of their kids breaking down in tears because John
Yeah.
Cena is a bad guy now. Like
Yeah.
there were children that were in shambles because of that. And boy, I really hope that like whatever whenever he goes on the redemption arc, whatever that may be, however long it may be, boy, I really hope he makes it up to those kids, all those little kids that he got very upset um,
Yeah.
by turning into a bad guy. I really felt for all those little kids. It tore me up seeing all those little kids cry.
Yeah. I know because I was one of them growing up. I was one of them
Yeah,
that worshiped John Cena. I have all the shirts hanging up in my room framed and stuff. I got the headband I showed here a couple weeks ago or a couple like months ago and stuff.
yeah,
So
yeah.
he's like one of mine. So I love it now because it's just like I've been through his whole entire career and now we get to see this kind of thing. My friend said it perfectly. He was like, Mitch, when we were younger, we got to see everything that this guy been through. Like the whole thing with Nexus, Triple H, Randy Orton, Cena, or not Cena, but you get the point. CM Punk.
CM Punk.
Yeah, so we've seen him go through all that. Now we see this. The kids who never got to see that. They never got to see Cena. It's like Super Cena, never be defeated, never lost, and all that. So this is perfect for the older people, like the who watch it longer.
People like our age who saw him be a good guy his entire career, saw him be a good guy when we were kids.
Yeah,
I, you know, it's and change happens. Some people are very resistant to change, but no matter what sport, no matter if you're talking about sports or if you're talking about just life in general, change happens. And there's a lot of people out there that are very resistant to change. They don't like it. Um, so just because they don't like change, they like things being just normal, status quo. And I'm like, to me, that's like, this has me like his heel turn at Elimination Chamber. And I'm like, what did I say to you? I said, this now. This has me excited for WrestleMania now.
yes,
Now I'm
because
excited for WrestleMania because
like
I want to see what they're going to do with this.
yes, because I remember during that watch along exactly. Nick didn't want it. I don't think Mac wanted it. I don't think he saw Cody turning heel, and you were like, I just don't want him to get like the retirement tour. Oh, like here's the 17th. There had to be the story behind it, like you said. I loved it
Yeah.
because the shock value, everything that was going on after Elimination Chamber, after the match. He said, I'm sorry to after doing the STF. Like, and then you got to see the heelish ways, like in the press conference, him, what is that word? Him claiming his spot in the Elimination Chamber. He was like best for business and stuff. The Rock with the 3 of Bad Blood. That's where it started. The Rock even said that's where it started. So
See, that's one thing. Like, okay, so I'm going to harp on that for a minute because
go for it.
I understand, like, a lot of people, like, obviously, we know that while wrestling is not fake, like, the moves and the things they're doing in the ring, they are not fake at all. It's the storylines that are fake. Is John Cena a terrible, awful person in real life? Of course he's not.
No,
No, he's
no.
not a terrible, awful person in real life. But and I understand like kayfabe really is not a huge thing anymore. Like Undertaker is really probably one of the last people that do kayfabe. Him and MJF. MJF gets kayfabe. Like he does not
Yeah,
turn MJF off at all. Like he
right.
is a dick in the ring. Pardon my language. He is a dick in the ring, and he will be a dick to the fans outside of the ring, outside of the venue, wherever they're having a show at. Like he gets kayfabe. So I understand it's not a thing, but to just have The Rock come out and be like, chairman of the board, Dwayne, at a press conference, it's freaking weird. And it's not a good look either. Like sitting there explaining everything, like, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Like I didn't like that at all. If other people liked it, that's fine. Like I understand. Everybody's different and wrestling is
Yeah.
very subjective. What I like, you may not like, and what you like, I may not like. It's totally different.
Perfect example.
Wrestling's
Orange Cassidy. Perfect example.
Yes, like you hate Orange Cassidy, you loathe him, you hate him with a passion. Me, I'm just like, I think it's funny. Like this lazy dude is like shoving his hands in his pocket and doing backflips. Like I think it's funny as hell. I think it's funny to watch. But like, wrestling is like, that's why I hate it when people say, "Oh, he or she is the greatest of all time." That is so subjective. You can't say one single person is the greatest of all time, because that could be very different for that could be totally different for many, 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 many people. So, but yeah, that was super lame. I didn't like that. He just came out and was acting like a normal person.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't you have Triple H come out and say stuff like that?
You bring up a good point about the greatest of all time. Blaze, I'm going to give you credit here. Don't let it go to your head, okay? Don't let this go to your head. When he says greatest of all time hasn't happened yet. It's just like you can see someone else like go into stardom. Not Austin Theory after what happened, but damn. Yep. Taco's in the chat. What is up, Taco?
I love how he says that now. Taco, I love how he said
he does that all the time.
I love how Jey Uso, I love that. And I love how Jey Uso does the like he curls his lip up. I get the biggest kick out of it. And I know a lot of people are griping about Jey Uso getting title shots, saying Jey Uso is boring and he sucks in the ring and blah 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 blah. Well, listen to the pop every time he goes in the crowd. He gets so many. He is now starting to do a ton of like Make-A-Wishes. Kids are doing Make-A-Wish wishes to meet Jey Uso. Like that's incredible to me. I'm so incredibly happy for him. And if you want to talk about boring, I think Gunther's boring. And Gunther, he never defends the title. And it's just like the build for their match. It's just the same thing. Jay is having a match with somebody else. Gunther comes out, puts him in a rear choke lock, rear choke hold, and Jay passes out. How is that enjoyable?
I'm glad that Taco said this about R-Truth, because Cena needs to destroy R-Truth. He needs to destroy R-Truth for this heel run.
No. Do you have any idea? You will have a riot from not just fans, but the talent too. Like I understand what you're saying, but I love R-Truth. R-Truth is my spirit animal. I love him. He is one of the best parts of wrestling. He's goofy and he can go in the ring. Dude's 50 years old. And he can still do everything he can do in the ring. Now, we haven't seen him on TV lately, but I think he's just in a very deep depression because of John Cena, his childhood hero, turning into a heel.
And he's older than him.
Yes, that kills me every time he says that. I'm like, oh my goodness gracious. It just, ugh.
That's a good point, Taco.
Yes.
Good point. I agree with that 1,000%. I agree.
Yes. He may as well be a part-timer, because he doesn't not only barely defend the title, he's barely on television. It's like, what is the point? Why would you put a title on somebody like that? Like, he barely defended that thing.
Mm-hmm. And Taco says that R-Truth may be the only one that can snap him out of this. So that would be kind of funny too.
I don't know. I think it's going to come when he loses the title, and I think it'll come it'll be like Punk, because Punk flat out called Cena out when he did that awesome promo on Raw a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And he went after Cena too. And I think it's gonna him losing the title, and I hope it's to CM Punk. And that's the way like I said, that's just what I hope for. But I think CM Punk, could be the one to possibly snap him out of it. But I really think him losing that title is going to snap him out of it, and he's going to think, "Oh my gosh, what have I done? What have I done? Oh my
You can
gosh!" And you know,
you can also say Randy Orton. Randy Orton,
oh
because
yeah,
he's like the what is that word? Arch rival of Cena, and now they're in different roles. He can definitely do it. If Edge was in WWE, he would have been perfect.
oh my gosh, and yes, 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 yes. Oh my
God,
gosh, it makes me so sad
I
because
miss Edge.
God, those two went back and forth so many times for so many years. Oh, I miss their matches. Like, man, they really were like arch enemies. Cena
And
and
don't
Edge.
forget Rated RKO. That too.
Yes.
God, that was my
Man, that
favorite
was,
tag team.
it's so funny because it was so short. Like, they
Yeah,
weren't a tag team for very long.
no.
But it tells me they made a pretty good impact. If you're still being talked about however many years later, you made an impact. My favorite part of Rated RKO was when they did that promo in the ring with DX with Triple H and Shawn Michaels, and
Yes,
they came down to the ring dressed up as Triple H and Shawn Michaels, and Randy Orton had the
I,
chaps on, and like
I loved it.
that series, that's one of my favorite segments. It is so funny. He wants to beat your ass. I'm sorry, you want to do what to my ass? Like,
Yeah,
so it's just so funny. That's
yeah,
probably that's one of my favorite. Like I said, that's one of my favorite interactions that they had. Those four had together. I really enjoyed it. It's super duper funny.
yeah.
Um,
Shout out to Ray. Like Taco said here, you want to talk someone 50 and still moving like they're 20? Shout out to Ray.
Absolutely. And that's why I'm just so pumped up that we've got Penta and Ray. They made it pretty obvious that it's Ray, one of those promos, or not promos,
Yes.
but vignettes,
The
like ads or
vignettes, yeah.
whatever on SmackDown. It made it seem like it was pretty obvious it's Ray Phoenix. Um,
Yeah.
so I am, and I know we're talking about WWE right now, but when the announcement came out, that when the news broke that Tony Khan released Ray Phoenix, I was so incredibly happy for him because he should have never been made to stay in the first place. You know, um, so now he can be in WWE. He can be happy. He can still, wrestle and be reunited with his brother again. And if you guys haven't seen Ray Phoenix, you guys are in for a treat. He's so good. He is so good. So I'm really excited that we have Penta and now Ray Phoenix, where I think they can really take the Latino wrestling to new heights, because Rey Mysterio is going to be retiring soon. The dude's 50. He's had
Yeah.
so many like stem cell injections and stuff in his knees, like he can't do a whole ton anymore, at least not like he used to. He can still do it, but it's not like he can do Raw and house shows and SmackDown and all that stuff. Like he can't do it as often, but he still can go in the ring. So,
Yeah, that Kurt Angle promo too.
oh
Yeah,
my god, yes.
what is up halftime? What is up
Halftime.
halftime?
Thank you for joining us.
If you want to talk about luchadors, what about Cat Gable?
Oh my god.
It's so stupid, but it's funny.
it's so dumb. I love
It
how
is.
that wasn't me, and he clearly said, thank you, with the luchador mask on. I'm like, really?
Gracias.
Gracias! I'm sorry, but you said it with the exact same inflection as Chad
Yeah.
Gable. There's no way that it was Rey Fenix or Penta or Rey Mysterio or anybody else in that mask doing that. Like, that was crazy. So,
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan? It was Hulk Hogan. Did you hear this nonsense? Speaking of Hulk Hogan, did you hear
What?
this stuff about? So Hulk Hogan's been going around doing like promotion for the beer that he has, and apparently he was supposed to be actually out by you out on the East Coast in like New York somewhere doing like a signing or something, but it was like promoting his beer, and
Yeah.
he just flat out left. He just up and left, and there was a few hundred people that didn't get to see him or meet him, and like this news channel was like interviewing people. They were, the kid, and they had kids there, and there were kids doing heel promos on Hulk Hogan. Oh my god, it had me laughing my butt off. It was great. But yeah, Hulk Hogan apparently just up and left a autograph event thing. So I thought that was kind of crazy. That was something that happened, news that came out in the last week. Really
Yeah.
strange.
That's the first time I've ever heard about that. And again, I'm not shocked. I'm not surprised. It's the same thing about Hulk Hogan. It's the same exact thing. Like, it
Yeah,
is what it is.
he's kind of a jerk. So like that's not
You
a
know,
very nice thing to do.
no, nah. Uh, you know
You
what?
expect people to come out and spend money on your beer and things like that, but you can't even like stay for the entire duration of your of this particular event. That's wild to me.
Yeah, it's definitely wild. You know what else is wild too? Io Sky and how she's getting pushed to the side with this whole thing
Yeah.
with Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. That is getting
Yeah.
that is pretty wild.
It is. You know, I feel like they're trying too hard though with the whole thing. With the
Yeah.
Bianca and the Rhea and the Io thing. They're trying too hard. They were like force feeding us this this triple threat match. It's like, how many freaking triple threat matches do we need at WrestleMania? And they've kind of they've backed themselves into a corner with this booking. And like I mentioned to you before we went live, like what really ticks me off is they basically made Rhea Ripley a transitional champion, and I don't like that between Liv and Io. Like, it just, yeah, ridiculous. I remember, yeah, isn't it Mr. Americano or something like that? I know, the red, white, and blue lucha mask. I
Yeah.
totally know what you're talking about halftime. Um, but yeah, it just, like I said, you basically made Rhea Ripley a transitional champion. That I'm not happy about. I don't agree with it. I've heard people say, "Oh, Io does, needs her WrestleMania moment." She had WrestleMania moment. She was in WrestleMania last year, so as the champion. So give me a break. I'm not excited about her being champion because her first championship reign sucked. It was awful.
Yeah. I love how they did it though. How she grabbed the contract and signed it. It's kind of like what happened with Shawn Mike or was it Shawn Michaels? Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and Chris Benoit years ago. It was kind of like that. So
Oh, you mean how Rhea Ripley went and grabbed the contract and signed it? Yeah,
yeah,
I'm like, boy, I didn't know you could do that. I said to myself last night while I was watching Raw, because I couldn't really watch it live because it started when, at 2 in the afternoon Central Time where I live. So I'm still at work. So I couldn't really sit and watch Raw or pay
yeah,
much attention to it, pay very close attention to it. But I was like, boy, if it was that easy, does that mean I can just, go walk into somebody's real estate office and just sign my name on somebody else's mortgage and move into their house?
I would definitely
Like
do that.
if you use that logic like they used last night, like that's just crazy. But bringing up like that they've done this in the past, I do like these like callbacks that Triple H has been doing. It seems like he's been doing quite a few callbacks to stuff that happened in the past, and I think it's and just kind of putting a different spin on it, and I like that. I think that's cool.
Yeah, you gotta be really specific on how you do it, because if you did it with like some, I don't know, some irrelevant superstars or whatever, it was not gonna work. Like the whole thing with Austin Theory and A-Town Down, that is not working. It worked for Jey Uso because he got a win in a minute to go up against Gunther. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But the whole thing with A-Town Down, if you did something like that with them, it would not work. It would not land.
No. They're just, and they're on SmackDown? Why are they even on Raw? It's so weird.
There's no brand split.
It's so weird. It's like, then what's the point of even doing a draft?
Right.
Like, it's like, wait, those guys are on SmackDown, aren't they?
Yeah. Of course, Halftime doesn't like what they're doing with John Cena. Of course.
Why?
It's halftime. It's halftime.
Oh,
That's all you gotta know.
stop. No, but maybe he has a valid reason for what he doesn't like about it.
He says Logan Paul sucks in the ring.
I don't think Logan Paul sucks in the ring. Now, am I a fan? Not at all.
No, I'm not either.
Not
He's
at
gonna call me
all.
and be like, "What the hell?"
And I'm really quite surprised too that we are on the road to WrestleMania. We haven't seen Logan Paul yet. Like, we saw him once. That interaction with AJ Styles. Otherwise, like, okay, I thought you were supposed to be full time now. Where are you? Where are you? Like, you're supposed to be building up to a big WrestleMania match, I'm sure, with AJ Styles. Where the hell are you?
Yeah.
You know?
We're going to see Logan Paul versus AJ Styles.
Probably, unfortunately, which I'm not excited about, but I think they match kind of like energy for energy in the ring, like with what they can do, and things like that. He's ass swamp ass.
Right?
He is. He's an ass. Like, as a person, I don't like him at all. I think he's a giant piece of crap. I don't like him at all. Very disrespectful.
We can go off all night on that, but I want to bring up this comment right here about Grace. No, you're good. It's your show. I'm just saying, with the whole Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, I think you wasted it. I think it should have been done way, way, way sooner. They missed the opportunity. Now, if they do it now, yes, the pop is going to be nice, but it's a little too late. And Austin Theory would have been perfect because he beat Cena 2 years ago. People forget that he beat Cena 2 years ago. And then now he's just getting L after L after L after L. And then he won the tag titles at Mania. Him and A-Town Down, him and Grayson Waller, they won tag titles at Mania. I was there. So I'm like, what are you doing with him? What are they doing with this guy?
Yeah, they have not been booked very strong as a tag team at all. I mean, and they are getting the tag team division on SmackDown is getting to be really good. And shout out to the Street Profits for winning the tag titles. So happy for them. Long overdue in my personal opinion. Solo beat Cena. Then what happened? Cena came back at WrestleMania and took out Solo at WrestleMania last year. That's what that was. And it's like, really? It just seemed kind of weird. But yeah, Yeah, with Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, I would think that they would be, I think they should be shown, if you're going to keep them together as a tag team, you need to show you have no excuse not to have them be more prominent on SmackDown because they've got a really strong tag team division on SmackDown. Raw, not so much. So that's why I'm like, why the hell are they on Raw? Like they're SmackDown talent. They should be on SmackDown, especially with all the tag teams that are over there. Just that's what makes sense.
I'm waiting for the Solo and Jacob Fatu match at Mania. I'm just waiting for that to happen. And then you
Well,
have
they better get a
Fatu.
move on. We only have 5 weeks till WrestleMania. They need to get a dang move on then.
Yeah.
And announce this. I don't want this to turn into like AEW where like Tony Khan announces a bunch of matches like for a pay-per-view the night before the pay-per-view. Like,
Yeah.
let's get a damn move on.
Right. It's just like Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre. I don't want to see that at all. We saw that last year. We're gonna get that again, and I feel like Drew's gonna lose. Because you can't have Damian Priest win.
versus Drew McIntyre. What do you mean?
At Mania. That's what we're gonna get at Mania.
We didn't get Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania.
The cash-in.
Yeah, the cash-in happened, but they didn't have an actual match.
That's what I was talking about.
Oh, I'm like, they didn't have an actual match. I'm like, Drew held the title for like 5.5 minutes before Priest came down. I mean, I'm not excited, like overly excited to see the match, but one thing I can say is after the vignette they showed on SmackDown this past Friday, Drew's, like it makes sense why Drew is being all delusional because he thinks, oh, all these bad things happened to me in 2024 and Damian Priest was there for most of them. Well, he didn't cause any of it, so quit being delusional. Go take your psych meds, dude. Like, quit being dumb. But whatever, at least an explanation for it.
I'm starting to hate Drew more and more and more and more whenever I see him on the screen.
Yeah, he's delusional. Same thing, you could say the same thing with KO. And KO blaming Cody Rhodes for all of his problems. And then the same thing with Cena, blaming the fans for all of his problems. All three of those guys are completely delusional. Blaming other people for their problems instead of reflecting and accepting responsibility and taking accountability for their, what they have going on. Their bad decisions, their bad choices. Like, yeah, I understand. Like, take Kevin Owens, for example. Yeah, I can understand how you'd be mad that Cody Rhodes is siding with Roman Reigns, but instead of flying off the handle and acting like a damn psycho, maybe you should sit down with your friend and have a conversation with him and speak to him about it like an adult instead of being crazy. Do you like what they're doing, John Cena, making him turn heel? Mitch likes it. I'm like okay with it. I just was hoping for more from the promo last night. Mm-hmm. It felt like they drug it out way longer than it needed to be. So that I don't agree with. I thought his reasoning last night was totally bogus. It's like, dude, you're full of shit. You're going to sit there and blame the fans, considering you've made tens of millions of dollars off of fans over the years with them buying your merch and coming to see you and buying tickets to your movies and all of that kind of thing. Like that's kind of lame. Like I thought that was a totally lame reason. So it was hoping Taco says he was hoping for Thugonomics Cena. Like I said earlier tonight, I think it was more, I think a lot of people were looking for, new clothes, new music for him. But I think it was more impactful to have him have the same kind of clothing on, have the same theme music. And he just doesn't give a crap anymore. Like he didn't, dab up Stu or even acknowledge him, didn't run to the ring, he just walked to the ring, yeah. Not very happy. Not very happy Cena last night, but I guess we'll have to see what happens. We got 5 more weeks until WrestleMania where they can do, build and all of that. So
I liked it for the most part because it was something different we haven't seen, and we were all just begging for it. We were all waiting for it, and now that we got it on its last year, that we did not expect at all, and how his heel turn was so done perfectly that it was like we finally got it. We finally got it. Like we wouldn't have got it during his prime. Rock and Soul Connection. It's the Rock. Oh my god. The Rock and Soul Connection.
no, it should be called the Hollywood Connection because they're both in Hollywood.
Yep. And
So you can call it the Hollywood Connection. You know what I heard too? I was gonna bring this up to you because when I heard it, it made me think of you. So after, I think it was either the day before or the night that CM Punk did his promo where he was standing on top of the announce desk. I heard that WWE filed a trademark for the term Break-A-Wish. So I think instead of Make-A-Wish, they're going to do Break-A-Wish. I'm like, oh my God, that is hysterical. Oh my God. I love it. That's going to be so funny.
If they do that, which it looks like they are, you can't have Cena do another Make-A-Wish.
Yep. He's not doing Make-A-Wishes. Yeah,
He actually did one, like, what, a week ago, I think? Right before the heel turn.
Yeah, he did one the night of the heel turn. He did one at Elimination, right before Elimination Chamber that night. Like, and I remember it showed the little kid asking him, "Oh, are you going to win tonight, John Cena? I think you're going to win tonight." Like, and Cena had this look on his face. You could tell he was thinking. You could tell something was up just by looking at him and the look on his face when the little boy said that. So I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, I can't wait to see shirts that say Break-A-Wish instead of Make-A-Wish.
Oh my God.
It's going to be awesome.
I am glad that we got Orton back. I agree with Taco.
Thank God. Yeah, Randy. Oh, I cannot wait to see him punt kick the crap out of Kevin Owens. I cannot wait. Oh my gosh. It's going to be so awesome. I'm very excited.
Oh my God. It's a battle between banned moves. That's what it is. It's a battle between banned moves.
Yeah, because you got what is it called? Not the pop-up power bomb. I keep wanting to say pop-up pile driver.
Yeah.
But yeah, the pile driver that Kevin Owens did, which is a banned move, and then the punt kick.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty cool.
I'm so excited for that. You know, it would be kind of awesome if they did that in an unsanctioned match, but that's not going to happen.
What was that?
If they should have that match in an unsanctioned, in another unsanctioned match.
I don't think they're going to do an unsanctioned match for those two since they just did it with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. I don't think they're going to do it again.
Yeah. Speaking of Sami Zayn, right? He hasn't been found since Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, because... oh my God, please. F all them kids. So I said Break-A-Wish. I think it's going to be great. That's going to look great on a t-shirt.
Yeah, I should get it because I was a Make-A-Wish kid.
Yep. Oh, package pile driver. That's it. Package pile driver where you fold them up into a package and, give them the pile driver. But I mean, like I said, I wasn't really worried about the Randy Orton one because you could tell from the camera angle because they had one guy outside the ring, one guy cameraman inside the ring, and the cameraman that was outside the ring from the, because obviously he's standing on the floor, you could clearly see that Randy Orton's head was like 4 inches plus away from hitting the mat. So he was in no danger. I think he just wanted to take some time off, spend time with his wife and his children, which perfectly fine. He's more than earned it over the years with, his career and everything. So, it's just, you can't have like WrestleMania without Randy Orton now that he's finally back after his back surgery. So, that is one match I'm really going to be looking forward to see. Oh, it's going to be so good. I mean, and did you see, like, when Randy Orton's music started playing at Elimination Chamber, Kevin Owens, like, he was in tears. Kevin Owens was very, like crying, upset that, like, great, now this guy's coming down. This, who used to be my friend, is coming down to beat me up, and I just had to beat the crap out of my other, best friend. And I get it. They're trying to portray that Kevin Owens feels like he has no choice, but again, he's being cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, just like Drew McIntyre. Every time he loses, every time something bad happens, he never takes accountability for it. It's always pointing the finger and blaming everyone else except himself. So, but yeah, that KO and Orton match, I'm excited to see the build up to that. And I really hope they stop having KO doing the promos in his rental car. That is it's so dumb.
It's getting
like,
stale.
dude, yeah, it's like, you did that enough with Cody Rhodes. Like, can we, let's move on to something different now.
Be in a trailer. Be in an RV or something.
Yeah, you do that, but not even that. He shouldn't be like out being in a different vehicle. Be in the arena at the very least. Be somewhere else. Be like, oh, I'm in Nick Aldis's office, and yeah, I'll have this promo with you, blah blah blah. And KO's on the screen, Randy Orton's in the ring, but everybody knows that KO is a little bitch and he's scared of Randy Orton, so as he should be. Be at the club. Yes, be at the club. That's right, Tackle. Be at the club.
And by the way, Spunky, come up with your own jokes. Seriously, he's known for copying people and see what other people's jokes. Come up with your own.
That's why I call you Mitchell Foley.
Yeah, because that's actually yours.
You're my honorary queen, Mitchell Foley.
Yeah, there you go. See, that one works. But that one
like
doesn't.
I said,
you know how many times a day I get that?
Mitchell Cassidy?
Yeah.
Really?
I get that a lot. I get Mitchell a lot.
I like the sound of Mitchell Foley better. I like the way it sounds better than Mitchell Cassidy. But like I said, I just said when the Joe Hendry song first started becoming like more well-known and more popular, here we go, say his name and he appears. I believe in Mitch Coffey. Like I said, I substituted.
She was actually the first one who did that. Sarah was.
Yep.
She was the first one that's done that.
I did it. I sang it to him, and then I texted it to him and did the little clap emojis after it, and it was like, oh my god, that actually makes sense. It actually makes sense.
Just wait. Tomorrow I'm going to be getting a text from her and Denise. Just wait. I'm going to be getting my phone is going to be blown up by that. But, yeah.
That's funny.
It really is. It really, really is. So, you know who's going to be Jey Uso's partner next week for Raw?
I've heard people say his brother, Jimmy.
No. It's in Scotland. Raw's in Scotland.
Well, not Drew McIntyre. Sheamus?
Joe Hendry.
Oh my god, I didn't even think of that. Wait, so did like a dirt sheet report that, or is that just like a guess?
It's like a guess because it's in Scotland, right?
Oh, and that would be amazing.
Because the TNA WWE partnership.
Yeah.
It makes all the sense in the world. I want Denise to join me on that Monday Night Raw watch along on next Monday. I want that to happen so bad.
Oh my god, I would love. Oh, can you imagine the people there in the crowd that are going to that show? They would lose their damn minds.
You have that, and then you have.
Can you imagine
Jey Uso's entrance? Oh my god. You're going to have Jey Uso entrance with Joe Hendry's entrance.
No, I think they'll obviously, I think what they'll do is they'll have Jey Uso come down first to the ring and be in the ring, and then they'll reveal, like they'll have who are they wrestling? Oh, A-Town Down Under. They'll have those guys come out first, then Jey Uso will make his way down, and then all three of those guys will be in the ring and then they'll have Jay's partner come down. Oh my gosh, I would just love that if it was Joe Hendry. That would be absolutely incredible.
Oh my God! If that were to
that would
happen,
be so cool.
I'm streaming Raw next Monday at 4:00 because it's in Scotland, so they moved it up to 4.
Oh, that's
Oh
right.
my God!
It's gonna be. I'm still gonna be at work when it's on.
Yeah.
I'll try to pop in on your watch along again. Like I said, I kind of had to go in and out.
That means so much when you're in the chat.
I was at work.
Like, seriously.
I tried. I'm like, but I'd have to pause because the phone would ring or somebody would come over with a question or my boss would come over. I'm like, oh, I really don't want her to think I'm just sitting here watching TV on my phone with my earbuds in while I'm at work. So
I said this before. I'll say it again. It means so much when you pop into the chat because after everything you have been dealing with, like it means so much to me when you're in the chat.
Dude, like I like showing support to my friends and to people that I like. They're busting their butts and doing good work. Like you not only do like wrestling stuff, but you do all football stuff, basketball stuff, baseball stuff. Like you do all the things. And you are seriously one of the busiest, hardest working people, Mitch. Seriously, I'm serious when I say this. I'm not just blowing smoke.
I know.
You are such a hard worker. You put so much work and effort into the network and everything you do, and then helping doing stuff for Stream Punk too, and which is awesome. Shout out to everybody at Stream Punk Entertainment.
Yeah.
I feel just so blessed to be, a part of both groups, and I'm just here clicking buttons.
Yeah,
that's what I do.
Thank you, Taco. Like seriously, it means so
appreciate
much.
Everybody.
Like I appreciate you. I don't appreciate Denise that much. So let's just keep that a buck. I don't appreciate her that much. So
oh my God, you're so mean. Denise
she's gonna
great.
kill me for that. She's gonna kill me for that. She is great, but she's gonna kill me for that. But like it means so much after we all had to deal with, what I'm talking about.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, Taco shares the stream every time I go live. He actually shared this one. He tagged you on Twitter.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that very, very much, guys.
I got a great group. I got a great community that just supports me.
We really do. We really do. And it just, like I said, I do this kind of stuff for fun because
I do too.
I like talking about wrestling and I like getting different people's perspectives. Like one of the things that drew me, for example, to Blaze is like when he and I first started talking about wrestling, like he had would see things from a different perspective and voice those things to me. And I'm like, oh my God, I never thought about it that way. That's actually a very, very good point. Or Mac too. Mac does that all the time.
Don't give Blaze this much credit now. Don't give Blaze this much credit now.
Oh, stop! But He's
gonna text me and be like, "Ha!" I'm like, "No."
Blaze
is a great guy. Blaze is a great guy. Halftime's an a-hole, but
I love Halftime's not an a-hole.
He calls himself that.
He's misunderstood.
Oh my God! If I tell him that,
he's not an a-hole. He is just misunderstood. Well, I like Halftime because I think he's funny, and he's a good person. So
why do you think I had lunch with him? Why do you think I had him have lunch with him and with me and my dad?
Yeah, he's a good person. That's why I like him. Mac too. Mac is a good person. That's why I don't. That's why it's just crazy to me. I never thought in a gazillion years that I would be talking about wrestling stuff on on YouTube, and it's so much fun. It's just so much
Yeah.
fun. That's why I love getting the perspective of everybody in the chat. You guys, like, you guys bring up your your questions, your
I
comments.
get it.
Like, you guys in the chat get me to see things from a different perspective
Yeah.
too. Like, I really
Now
enjoy it. It's super
we
fun.
gotta thank a guy for saying keep it where it is, because if it wasn't for him, we would not have been I would not
That's
have been.
right. That's
Yeah.
you're 100% correct in that, for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely have to give credit, for sure.
Yeah. Now, guys, I shit you
Pretty
not,
much.
Sarah's like one of my best friends on this whole YouTube. I swear to God, because when you were like sick and everything, you know how much that actually like hurt me, like how sick you were.
I know it sucked. And it's like, I didn't mean to, like, I don't want to scare anybody, but it's like,
No, you
I
had
don't
to
know
do
what's
what you had to do.
wrong.
You had to do what you had to do,
Like,
and
I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's wrong. I need to go to this doctor and that doctor. But like I said, not quite 100%, but I am like a million times better than I was. So that's why I was just very excited to come back and be able to do the watch along for Elimination Chamber and get back to
yes,
doing the show, Queens. And I'm like, okay, things are starting to feel like back to normal again. And
I don't have to deal with Denise by myself now.
no, you got to deal with both of us.
Yeah, but you don't understand. When it's just me and Denise, it makes it more difficult.
She trolls you hard. It's so funny, though. I could just sit there and listen to you guys go back and forth. It's so funny. But
I'm waiting for Jeopardy. Guys, we will do that next week
yep.
because I know I will kick her ass. I know that.
I wonder, because of the way it's laid out, how difficult, like, that's why I'm like, because I
I
was
don't
thinking
even know the
about it.
questions. I don't know the
Yeah,
questions at all.
none of us know the questions. So I was thinking about that before Denise said she, had her family stuff going on. I was
Yeah.
thinking about that. I'm like, I wonder how difficult the questions are going to be. I'm like, well, then how would I play it? What would I choose? I'm like, I would probably choose a 100 question first to see how difficult it is and how the questions are laid out first. But yeah, so but
Yeah.
it's going to be super fun. We were going to do that tonight, but we definitely want to have Denise involved in that. So we will do the WWE Jeopardy thing next week on Queens of the Ring. So most definitely we'll do that. It's going to be loads of fun, and we want lots of participation from the chat too, guys. Like, please participate with that. It's just, the more the merrier. It's going to make it a lot of fun.
It's honestly insane. MK doesn't have to worry about the screen switching tonight. Oh, thank God I don't. Denise is going to kill me. That's why I'm on the same boat as MK. You switch sides. He switches sides every 5 seconds.
Wes does?
Wes, yeah. Like, he'll be on my side, then he'll go to Denise. Then he'll stay at Denise for like 10 to 20, 30 minutes, then he'll come back to me. So,
well, it's because he likes both you guys. Like,
yeah.
He wants to support both of you and Denise. So that's okay. I don't find anything wrong with that.
No, I don't either, but he supports Denise way more than he supports me.
Well, that's okay too.
Ow.
Oh, Taco, you're so sweet. That is very nice.
Ow. When I went like this, when I went like this, my finger hit my desk, and I'm like,
oh,
ow. I'm good.
That's the worst.
I'm
like
good.
That, or when you hit your funny bone, like you hit your elbow, it's like,
I'm good. I can still grab brownies with it.
See, there you go. You can't be hurt that bad. Are you gonna go grab some nuts with that too?
I was just about to beat you to it. God damn.
I hope Denise watches this back.
I'll give her the timestamp.
Oh my God. I hope Denise watches this back and is like, boom.
So, Yeah. So Raw was like, oh,
What
we're probably
else?
gonna get Braun Breaker and Penta and Mania now.
I'm so excited. Okay, so I know it's old news because obviously he's on the show, but when Penta made his debut, I was out sick.
Yeah.
So his I was a little, I was not like concerned in a bad way, but I guess more curious about how like what theme music they were going to give him and how like his presentation would look. Would he have the same ring gear or different ring gear? I'm so glad he kept like his ring gear. They didn't like change that. Um I think his presentation is fantastic. Not too crazy about like like the generic like Def Rebel like music that he has. I'm not really crazy about it, but you know what? It doesn't matter because people aren't there to listen to his theme music. People are there to see Penta. So
Yeah.
I thought his debut was awesome, and I think Chad Gable was the perfect person to be in the ring with him that first time. They worked very well together, and um, just I'm just so happy for Penta because he has said a few times it's been his dream to be in WWE, and I, I just I just love Penta. He's awesome in the ring, and I am so excited to see him at his first WrestleMania. It's going to be something to watch. It's going to be great. I'm very excited. And Braun Breaker's awesome too. And to me, they both move very fast. I think Braun Breaker obviously moves
Yeah.
moves faster, but
Yeah.
they both have different styles. So it's
Shout out
going to
to
be
AJ
really
Styles.
yes. Shout out to AJ Styles. They both have very different like styles in the ring, but they both move pretty fast. Like I noticed in either of them are in a match, they're the ones that are keeping things moving at a quick pace. Where like if you take Penta's match with Kaiser last night, Kaiser was the one trying to slow down the match, slow down Penta, and Penta was just boom, boom, boom. Like let's keep this party going. Let's keep the train a moving. Um, so I think I'm really excited to see him and if we get Braun Breaker and Penta at WrestleMania, I am very excited to see those two in the ring together. I think it's going to be great. I'm very excited.
I'm just excited for I want Ray Phoenix to come like sooner rather than later, but I think he's
Yes,
gonna be
I
the
agree.
SmackDown. I think he's gonna be on the SmackDown after Mania. That's what
You
I
think
think.
so?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was hoping it would be a situation where we would have like the New Day plus one other person, and then we would have Ray Phoenix and Penta and Rey Mysterio together going against the
Yeah.
New Day plus whatever person. So I was hoping it would be 3-on-3 that way so we could see Ray Phoenix and Penta together. I don't think we're going to get the Lucha Brothers together as a tag team right off the bat because they
No.
are giving Penta a very strong singles push right now. So
Yep.
I don't think we're going to get Penta and Ray Phoenix. They're known as, in case anybody doesn't know, they're known as the Lucha Brothers. Their tag team is. I don't think we're going to get them as a tag team right away. I think it's going to be a little bit before we get it. We will eventually get it, but um, I'm just like I said, I'm just so happy that Ray Phoenix was released from AEW and he can now be with his brother. They can do their thing in WWE like they've always wanted to. And what did you think of I was going to ask everybody's opinion because I was just kind of confused by it. I'm like, I'm not sure.
On what?
So on SmackDown, they had that vignette where it looked like smoke. It was like a black background with smoke, and it had the number 4 in it. And I don't know what that means. I heard
Aleister
people
Black.
saying, I was just going to say, I heard people saying Aleister Black. That would be my best guess, but I wasn't sure if anybody had any like other theories about what that could be referencing or who that could maybe be referencing.
Yeah, I think it's Aleister Black. I forget what the 4 means. Nick told me, but knowing me,
Oh, really?
goes right over my head.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah, I
Okay.
forget. But yeah,
Well,
it's gonna
and it
be
would,
Aleister
and
Black.
it would make sense, with him if he were to come back to WWE. It would make sense that he would be on SmackDown because one thing that I really truly appreciate about Triple H and the way he's doing things
Yeah,
is that he's keeping married couples together on the same show. So because Zelina Vega just got traded to SmackDown, it would make sense that Aleister Black, if and when he comes
yeah.
back, would be going to SmackDown. So
I have Zelina Vega winning the U.S. title at Mania.
I would love that for her. I would absolutely
She's a
love that for her.
hot take. She's the best on the microphone when it comes to females.
Oh, she's very good. Oh,
I,
she could.
she's my number one.
She is very good at with promos. Like she doesn't stutter. She has confidence, and
Yes.
you can tell she's confident in herself
Yeah.
just by the tone of her voice, the way she speaks. She's very confident. I think I like Zelina Vega. I think she's great. And Chelsea Green, I think you and I talked about this previously. And maybe we talked about it a little bit on Queens of the Ring last week, but I so far like the women's mid card titles, very disappointed.
It's not that good. Yeah, you guys did talk about it last week.
Yeah, very
I'm not a big fan.
disappointed.
I'm not a big fan. Because for Chelsea, we only seen her with Meeson time and time and time and time and time
Yeah,
again.
yeah,
And
over and
I
over and
love
over again.
Meeson. I love Meeson. She's my favorite. But I'm like, I don't want to see that again.
Yeah. It's like how I feel when you've got Chelsea or Tiffany Stratton versus Nia
Yeah.
Jax over and over and over again. It's like, dude, we've seen this like half a dozen times already. Like, and that's what I mean. Like, I think they should have. I agree, there needs to be women mid card titles, but I think it would have been much smarter to really build up and bolster up the women's division first before you go introducing more women's titles.
Yeah.
You got to make sure you've got enough women there to justify having a mid card title on both Raw and SmackDown and NXT. Like, to me, they haven't been putting enough effort into really building up that women's division. Another thing too, I wanted to ask people: when do you guys think Becky Lynch is going to come back?
Raw after Mania.
You think so?
Yeah, it's gonna be Raw
Dang.
after Mania. I don't see her anytime soon. I really don't.
Yeah,
I think it's
because I'm
Raw
like
after
at that point, she would have been out almost a year because she went out May of last year.
Yeah.
So when Liv got the title, the Women's World Championship title off of her, so which Liv had way longer than she should have. But yeah, it's weird having a build for WrestleMania and not having Becky Lynch be a part of it. It feels kind of weird. So I know she would help build, bolster up and improve the women's division with her being around. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure that'll help. But yeah, I mean, Lyra Valkyria really hasn't done much. She's defended it against Ivy Nile and Dakota Kai. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So I don't think they have enough of a mid card women's division on Raw to justify having a women's mid card title.
No, and here's the thing too. I just found this out on NXT. Stephanie Vaquer is gonna defend both of her titles next week.
Yeah, yeah.
I just saw it on Twitter or X or whatever. Next week she's defending both titles.
So like at the same time or two separate matches?
I don't know. I don't know if it's two separate, but I just saw right here on Twitter, right here. 2 title matches. Okay. So it is two title matches.
So 2 separate matches. Dang. Well, she's probably going to be dropping. She's probably going to be dropping that North American title. I can't imagine they're going to have her lose the NXT Women's title.
Yeah, she's definitely gonna lose that one next week, and I'm just like,
Yeah, which is fine. I mean, the only reason why she got the title off of Julia is Julia's got a legit injury and she can't defend the title, so they needed to get the title off of her.
yeah. And
So
real quick, Taco, that is definitely what's gonna happen. We're probably
yeah,
gonna.
I don't think that's really a hot take. I think that's pretty much ever since Jade came back at Elimination Chamber. That's definitely the direction we're heading.
Yeah. Shout out to
It'll
my
be
guy
really.
Kyle from Stream Punk.
Oh, hey Kyle, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, he loves seeing his heel run. So far, it's not really a run. It's just like one.
Yeah, 2 shows.
I love how flat out
2
single guy.
shows.
Yeah, I love the kid. I love the kid.
Yep.
That guy's gonna be. That kid is gonna be the most. Oh my god, he's gonna be so trolled at school. Oh my god.
Yeah, well, maybe his friends don't. Maybe kids at his school aren't into wrestling and they won't see it, but whatever. I
Yeah,
hope, like, because he's a kid, I hope they got permission from him and his parents to say something about him, or he got, I don't know, compensated in some way, like, extra merch or something for like a different wrestler. And, with Cena kind of going after him like that, it's kind of crazy. Yeah, the Queen of the Ring match. Yep. She, like I said, Lyra beat Dakota Kai for the Women's Intercontinental Championship, and she's defended against Dakota Kai once and Ivy Nile once, and I think that's it.
yeah.
So
It probably was.
probably that would make sense. I mean, I would hope so.
Mm-hmm.
I would really hope so, considering Cena went after him. But yeah, so I think Raw. I mean, it was an okay episode of Raw. Definitely not. Like, I thought it would have had more. I don't know, like oomph, more pizzazz behind it because it's the road to WrestleMania. 5 weeks to WrestleMania, guys. Like, that's it. And I get it. Not
Remember
every.
Nicholas?
Yes. The little kid with Braun Strowman that won the tag titles. Yes, I do remember that. Oh, sorry. I gotta drop the tag title or relinquish the tag title because I gotta go back to 4th grade. It's like, duh. What is that you wonder, Taco?
I don't know, but I want to bring up this comment that he had earlier. Where is it? I can't find it now. Oh, there it is. Roman Punk and Seth at Mania, that's definitely going to be the main event, but I feel so bad for Jey Uso. I feel so bad. He won the Royal Rumble. That's a guaranteed shot. A main event at Mania, now he's not going to get it. I think he's going to kick it off. I think he'll be the first one. You have Jey beat Gunther the first match of Mania, and then Gunther leaves, and then Jey does his thing, and then Jimmy's going to get the U.S. title at Mania.
What do you think about if they were to do like a double main event? Because they've done that before at WrestleMania, haven't they? Where they have a double main event.
So WrestleMania
yeah, have they ever had a double main event? So what if they have a double main event? Night one is you've got Gunther versus Jey Uso, and then the other main event is the unfortunate. I don't think it should be a 3-way match, but the 3-way match between Punk, Rollins, and Roman. And then night 2, you could have double main event if you wanted, or you could just have one main event where it would just be Cena versus Cody.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the way they're going to go. Or you can just have him start. I don't care where it is. I just want to see Jey win the title. Then Gunther will be 0-2 at Mania.
That would be great.
And I like Gunther. I really do. I like his not title reign. I just like him in the ring. I like his wrestling ability.
Yeah, I think he's excellent in the ring, but he's very boring.
Yeah.
He's never there on Raw. he's hardly defended this title. It's like, what's the point of even putting it on him if he's never going to defend the damn thing? Like,
Yeah.
doesn't mean it's got to always be like a squash match against a jobber or something like that. But I mean, and doesn't necessarily mean you have to be a total workhorse like Seth Rollins was, where he was literally defending it every single week. But at the
Yeah.
very least, he should be on Raw with the title, like representing the title, having the title over his shoulder or something, being there, antagonizing Jey Uso or something, and then they get into a backstage fight or something. Just something to make this interesting. I think the build of their match has been very boring. Like I said, it's the same thing. Jey Uso has a match with somebody else. Then Gunther magically appears and gives Jay a chokehold from behind and makes him pass out. That's what he's done on Raw for the last, I think, 3 weeks. It's boring. It's like, dude, come on, let's step it up a bit, guys. We're kind of cutting it close here.
Yeah. Let me ask you this really quick. It's kind of outside of.
But Punk, Roman, and Rollins, I think. I don't know. I wonder if Punk is going to use his favor to knock Rollins out and just make it a one-on-one match with Roman. Maybe that's the favor. Or maybe the favor is, maybe the favor is to make it into a main event match. My personal opinion, like I said, I am a CM Punk fan. My personal opinion is that CM Punk deserves to have a one-on-one main event at WrestleMania, and I think he should win. Yes. But that's just me. That's like me just fantasy booking this. But I do think he deserves a one-on-one actual like main event match at WrestleMania. I think he's more than earned it, especially how he's performed so far since coming back to WWE last year. I think he and Drew had match of the year with their Hell in a Cell match. They absolutely had feud of the year with his feud with Drew McIntyre. He had an amazing year last year. So I think he's earned being able to have a main event at WrestleMania. So
I definitely agree with that. It's just he's got to win. He's got to pin Seth. Because if you guys remember, Roman pulled Seth out of the steel cage and Seth got the victory. So it's 1-1. So Punk's got to pin Seth at Mania, and then you get Punk versus Cena at a SummerSlam.
Yep, and that's what I think. I think it's going to be Cena is the heel champion this summer, and Punk comes back with a vengeance because, like I said, he called out Cena in that awesome promo he had last week on Raw. It was a fire promo. I'm like, this is what I want to see. The anger, the vitriol he has. I love how he called The Rock a bald fraud. I think that was, oh my gosh, that made me laugh probably more than it should have. But I thought it was super funny. I mean, and he was spitting facts. I mean, he was spitting venom at both Cena and Rock. My only dislike with the promos, I wish they would have let him go in at Seth a little bit more before Seth came out. That's my only complaint is I wish he would have gotten to say more about Seth before he came out. But it's okay. But just the anger between him and Seth has been bubbling and building for over a year now. And it's like, we need them to have, like I said, a knockdown, drag out, brawl, very physical match.
Yeah.
But I could see Punk also. I could also see Punk wanting to go after Roman now, since he gave him that Superman punch simply for talking to Paul Heyman in the ring.
Well, Paul was crying in the ring. Paul was crying in the ring.
Oh, Paul Heyman was?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was crying in the middle of the ring.
And I could see Punk versus Roman being for, like, who, you know what I mean? Paul Heyman's going to be very torn. And, you got to figure too, and I said this last week, so Paul Heyman represented Brock Lesnar and betrayed him. He represented CM Punk and betrayed him. He's represented Roman Reigns, but he's not betrayed Roman Reigns yet. That's where I think it lies. I think he's going to betray Roman and go back to Punk. That's what I think.
I would love it. Honestly, I think that is perfect. I said this before in the chat last week. You roasted me like so bad that I said Brock Lesnar will come out. And I said that jokingly.
Oh, I'm like, no, he is not going to come out. No.
That
now
would
it would
be
be
like
it would be hilarious if he did. Like, I think it would be awesome because people freak out the minute they hear his music start.
yeah.
I just think realistically,
We
there's
can
so
have
many people.
if it's all three of them, you get
Oh my
Lesnar,
God.
Roman, and Punk, and then you get
Oh
Paul
my
Heyman
God.
on a pole. You get
Oh
Paul
my
Heyman on a
God.
pole match.
Oh, that would be so funny. I wonder
That's what.
like, I wonder if if Brock Lesnar was still around,
Yes.
what he would have to say storyline wise, what he would have to say about this whole Punk Roman thing with Paul Heyman and all of that kind of being caught in the middle between the two. I really wonder what he would have to say about the whole thing.
Whew. I
think
don't
it
know.
would be very interesting.
Yeah. This whole thing will be interesting to see how that unfolds. It's gonna be the main event with that star power. With that
Most
star
definitely.
power.
Most definitely. But yeah, I mean, yeah, figure. And don't forget this year too, we've got 2 nights for SummerSlam. People
Yes.
need to remember, you got to remember that there's going to be 2 nights for SummerSlam. So there's going to be a lot going on throughout this summer. And that means to me, especially because we're going to have 2 nights for SummerSlam, they need to keep their momentum up after WrestleMania. Because I've noticed what they tend to do is they tend to like take their foot off the gas pedal and slow things down after WrestleMania. They did it last year. They definitely did it the year before. So they really need to keep the gas down. Like if you're driving a car and you push the gas down really hard and you got the pedal all the way to the floor, that's what they need to do after WrestleMania to really keep the momentum up for everybody going into, Money in the Bank and Backlash and all of that leading up to SummerSlam, because there's 2 nights now for it.
Yeah.
You got to keep building up all those feuds and everything to take up 2 whole nights of SummerSlam. So,
yeah. I have a question for the chat, and Sarah, I believe I asked you this before, but if not, answer it as well. Who gets the biggest pop in the WWE right now? Who gets the biggest pop? For me, it's Roman Reigns. I feel like he gets the biggest pop. Mac, the Giants fan, said Jey Uso. Nick said Cody Rhodes. I think Pyro also said Cody, I think. But for me, it's Roman. It's Roman or maybe even heel Cena. Maybe. But I'm going Roman still. I'm talking about the WWE.
No, go to the comment. 3 out of 5 Borks.
Am I missing something?
He calls him Bork. Instead of saying Brock Lesnar, he calls him Bork Lesnar.
Oh, okay. Okay, I got it now. I got it.
So
that was
funny.
good. That was good.
I'm like, he said it last week. I'm like, what the? He said something else for Lesnar. I'm like, what the heck is Bork? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I had no idea what he was talking about. Bork Laser. That's what he calls it. Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny to me. Oh my gosh. I'd have to say, like, after, especially, because I got last night's Raw fresh in my head. I'd have to say, for me, it's a tie between Jey Uso and Rhea Ripley. Like, when you first hear,
I've heard Rhea before.
when you first hear Rhea Ripley's music go off, people scream their lungs out for it. So,
Yes.
Okay.
They,
All right, Kyle. Yeah, I've never heard of that before, but yeah.
mm-hmm.
So,
So
yeah, that's what I
I've
would
never
say.
even
A
heard
tie
of Rhea.
between, yeah.
Wow, that makes the most sense too.
Yeah, I mean, listen to her not last week, but the week before. Listen to the crowd reaction she got last week on Raw. It was crazy loud. Crazy loud.
Joe Hendry does count apparently. I would not count him, but
For what?
biggest pop.
Oh gosh, yeah, people freak out. I mean, the first time it's so funny. So that when he first appeared in NXT,
Yes.
it was the crowd was so loud you could see the stationary cameras they had were shaking like it was during Backlash in France last year when they were cheering for AJ Styles and the camera was bouncing. I couldn't watch it because of the motion of it, but it was, I mean, the camera was legit bouncing up and down. So that's what it reminded me of was Joe Hendry's entrance the first time he was on NXT. It was, you could see the camera was shaking. So,
Mm-hmm.
oh yes, that was another good one. Kyle said that was a very good one.
Mm-hmm. Wait, what
See,
did
the
you say?
Hardys. He said the loudest he ever heard the Hardys return at WrestleMania. Yes, definitely.
I think I know a bigger one that could happen if all the cards are right.
What?
You get New Day to face LWO or whatever have you. Big E music hits.
Oh my God, people would lose their damn
That
mind.
pop would be electric. It would be so electric,
Oh,
and then
yes.
he wouldn't even wrestle. He would just cause them to match.
Oh yeah.
I think
Like-
Big E would have the biggest pop.
Oh, that would be amazing. Oh my God, I would love to. I really hope. And like I said, I just want Big E. Like I just count us lucky with
Yes.
the type of neck injury that he had. He very well could have ended up paralyzed as a paraplegic or quadriplegic where he couldn't move from the neck down. That's the kind of neck injury that he had. The fact that we're getting Big E at all and he's doing the pre and post commentary for PLEs, I think we're very lucky we're getting that. But if we were to get him, if it were to somehow be that he could be cleared to get back in the ring, like that would be incredible.
I don't see him getting back into the ring. I just see him being on the outside the barricade or whatever, ringside, or even at top of the stage, just like on the microphone. That would be the biggest pop. That would be the biggest pop by far.
It would be. Yeah, it would be a very big pop for sure. I think it would be a loud pop because people, if they see him coming out like that, like during a match, I think that people would expect him to be participating in the match. That's the thing. And then you would have people being really disappointed.
Yeah, you definitely would have people disappointed when that happened. So, only a couple more matches left to be announced for WrestleMania.
One thing that I'm wondering about is they haven't really announced anybody else being inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Right? I've been wondering that. Lex Luger was the last one. Perfect. Who's the next?
Yeah, I want to know because so far we've got Triple H, Lex Luger, Michelle McCool, and I think the Natural Disasters, which is Earthquake and Typhoon, John Tenta, and God, I forget Typhoon's real name. He was the same.
I know you're talking about.
That's I know you know who I'm talking about. Typhoon, that's the same guy that did the Shockmaster thing back in the day where the helmet came off.
Fred
Fred something is his name, but I can't think of his last name right now. But yeah, so the natural disasters would be I think they announced them that they'd be inducted too. So
I said this
here we go.
before. What? I'm on a different tab. What?
Let's see.
Oh, I got it. Oh, Tenta.
Let's
Yeah.
see. I wish so too. He died so young. They said he was only 47 when he passed away. And that's just so sad. That's very young to pass away. So real sad. Felt real bad for his wife and his kids and stuff like that. It's just very sad. I think it's sad when any wrestler we watch passes away, especially if we watch them during our childhood, because you get all those good feelings. Like for me, when I started watching wrestling as a little girl, like to me, they were like superheroes, like Superman and Captain America and Batman. Wrestlers are superheroes to me when I was a little girl. So seeing these larger than life people, that we look up to when we're kids, or the heels we really, really hate, as we grow up and we become adults, we know they're the heels, for example, they're not bad guys in real life. They're not mean in real life. But hearing of their past, it really hits hard. So,
what just happened? What's funny? When you were like, these wrestlers were like superheroes when I was a little girl. I go, me too. So I'm like, oh great. I walked right into that.
Yeah, like they were like superheroes for us. That's I like the way Kyle says that. In youth, we loved the heroes. As we grew up, we appreciated the villains. Yep. Like when I was younger, when I was a little kid, I hated Rowdy Roddy Piper. I thought he was just the meanest, biggest bully on earth. And once I became a teenager and I went back and watched his stuff, I'm like, oh my gosh, he is absolutely brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant. And then as I got to be an adult, I found I liked him even more. So when he passed away, that was tough.
When I was younger, the one heel I hated the most when I was younger, the top heel I hated the most was Randy Orton. That was the one I hated the most, the Legend Killer. Those are the kinds of I hated, because mine was my favorite. It's John Cena. Like that was my favorite growing up. That was my hero growing up. Yeah. And it was just like Randy Orton was like my worst person that I loved. Or something like that.
Yeah.
And then I hated Randy. Could not stand
him. Especially that feud that Randy Orton and John Cena had. Remember when Randy Orton like beat up John Cena's dad in his house, and then he pulled him over the barricade and punk kicked him, and that's why I said I'm like Randy Orton has got to be Cena's last match, or one of the last matches. Like their rivalry they had was crazy, and I say the same thing for Punk too. Like the feud between Cena and Punk was just. So either of those two being Cena's last match, I would be perfectly happy with either one of them. Because Cena had wonderful feuds with both of them. They're both were just incredible, very memorable. So, but yeah, I wonder what's going to happen now. What else we're going to see for WrestleMania?
Oh, I'm so excited!
It's going to be good.
Are we getting The Rock at Mania? Not in the match, but is that going to happen?
I think we'll definitely see him. I just hope they don't do that lame crap with Travis Scott again. Like, don't get me started on him. Yeah. He looks like a bony chicken wing to me. Like he has.
That's why I sent you those chicken wings. That is why I sent you that TikTok of chicken wing.
Yes, I saw that. I'm like, he's like a bony chicken wing. He just. And I get it. Even if Cody did tell him, go ahead and punch me or slap me or whatever he did, even if Cody told him to do it, I don't think, unless you are fully professionally trained should you be in a ring allowed to do any kind of wrestling moves whatsoever. I don't think it's a good idea. It's not safe. You're putting the company at risk. You're putting liability on the other person. You're putting liability on the wrestlers in the ring. It's not a good idea. And he looked so out of place. Like, really, all you're doing is standing in the corner, leaning against the ropes and drinking a a tall can of beer or whatever you had. Like, you look like a douche. Like, so out of place. So totally out of place. So I really hope that they don't have Travis Scott there, because he's so out of place. He doesn't belong there.
Did they announce who's going to be performing at Mania yet? Did they announce that?
I don't think so. I haven't heard anything, and I haven't heard anything about like a theme song, because you know how they'll have like famous people have theme songs for the PLEs. I don't think they've announced that yet. Like, that there's this is such and such doing our theme song for WrestleMania. Like, or wait, maybe they did, but it was a while ago when they started putting out the advertisements that it was in after they announced it was going to be in Las Vegas. But I can't remember who sings that song.
Wait, what song again? I'm sorry.
I don't know. It's whatever song. Excuse me. It's a song. The song that plays every time they air a commercial about WrestleMania being in Las Vegas. They always have some kind of a song playing. I don't know what the song is called and who does it or who sings it. I haven't really heard any words for it yet. It's always just been music. So maybe it is just random music that like Def Rebel threw together for the commercials. But yeah. I don't recall them like announcing like a song for WrestleMania. Hey Chad, how are you doing? Thanks for joining us.
Hey, Mitch Hendry. See, that's the name I like.
See? There you go. Mitch Hendry.
I'm telling you, when Denise is here and I go like this, she gets so mad. Like, I can't even clap.
I believe in Mitchkovsky.
See, I can clap with you, but when she's here, she's like, don't do it. Don't do it.
I don't mind at all. I don't mind at all. It's okay. You can clap as much as you want, my friend.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, so I don't think they've announced a theme song or anything for WrestleMania yet, which is weird because you think they definitely would have by now.
Right. They really.
But I mean, WrestleMania is like, isn't it like 2 weeks? Isn't it happening 2 weeks later than it normally happens every year?
Yeah, because last year it was so damn cold in Philly, so they pushed it back.
Which I'm like, you don't really need to do that because you're in freaking Las Vegas. I guarantee you, they knew last WrestleMania that they were doing this year's WrestleMania in freaking Las Vegas. There was no need to do it. You're going to be in Vegas. It's the desert. It's going to be warm there. Like, I'm sure you would have been fine holding it the same. Maybe I'm wondering if maybe they pushed it out because of the Rumble being held later this year than normal because of the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Remember, they pushed out the Rumble because of when the Super Bowl was taking place. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I don't care when it is. I just want to know what day, what time, because I still got to, like, now I know what day, what time, I can start planning the watch parties and stuff.
Oh, sure, sure. Scheduling them and everything, yeah. Well, I'll be there.
Yeah, like I'm trying to figure out the group, which I pretty much got. It's probably going to be me, you, Denise, Mac, Nick. I'm thinking just us 5. And then, because Nick wants to stream, what is the NXT thing that day? What is that called?
Stand and Deliver.
Thank you. Yeah, because Nick wants to stream that day. And I'm like, Nick, you're a good guy and all, but I can't stream that and Mania. Because when you're hosting like a Mania stream and all that, there's so much prep that goes into it. Like, you got to make sure the tags are good. You got to make sure, like, this guy's channel is good. That guy's channel is good. I have like
Yep.
6 or 7 tabs open and stuff. So it's just like there's so much stuff that goes on.
Well,
So
especially if you're streaming on more than one platform. Like if you were streaming on YouTube and Facebook, and then you've got to figure too Streampunk and their YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and whatever
the
else. Like
the
you got to
only
make
thing
sure.
the only thing we stream on Streampunk is this. This is the only thing that goes on it. Maybe I'll throw a clip for them to watch along and put it over there. But
Oh, okay.
this is the main thing. That
Okay.
yeah, me and Sky had a deal. So it was only this show and then my Eagle stuff. That's it.
Okay.
So
Oh, that's
only
fine.
that's the agreement we come up with. So
Yeah,
I
that's
feel
fine.
like that works. So it's just
Absolutely.
yeah. I mean, I could schedule it now if I wanted to. I already know what the main event is going to be. I could just throw it up now. It should be like boom, done.
Well, I mean, you definitely could schedule it for sure. I mean, I don't think
Yeah,
it
like a
doesn't
month in
hurt to be.
advance.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to be prepared. Who cares?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask Mac right now.
Yeah, like I'm down.
Yeah,
I'm sure
of
Denise will
course.
be down.
Of course. Both of my favorite sisters, they have to be down. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, as long as like there's no like family stuff that comes up or anything for anyone or emergencies, like I'm fairly certain the five of us will be able to do it. So
Yeah. I really want to give Nick WrestleMania off because he's gonna be streaming Stand and Deliver before, but he's like, no,
oh yeah,
Mitch, I
that's
got it.
fine.
He's like, Mitch, I got it. I'm like, are you sure you got it? Because I could throw Joe in, I could throw Xavier in and stuff.
I mean,
Because
if he brought it up and he really wants to do it, just let him do it. That's cool.
yeah, he wants to, but I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, I just want to make sure he doesn't overexert himself. But yeah, I just asked Mac actually if he's gonna join us. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. That's it. I'm gonna ask all. We got so many wrestling people now that one guy does the Raw post show. So after Raw, he goes live and talks about the show.
Oh,
So
that's
I'm gonna
cool.
yeah, Raw post Raw Chaos coverage. So we did that last night. Me and Nick were on the show with him. I'm gonna ask him if he wants to do the Mania post show. I think that would be cool. I think he would like that.
Oh, that would be a good idea. That would definitely be a good idea.
Yeah, I'll shoot him. I'll probably like. I think I'll call him. Mitch, halftime wants to nuke Rick Williams after I got halftime junior to come. Oh my God! I got to show you this before I forget. Chad and because it was halftime junior's birthday. Yeah, I'm gonna pull this up right now.
Oh,
Hold on. I'm gonna share my screen.
halftime junior. That is so cute.
That's the name I gave him, and he just runs away with it.
Halftime junior. I love that.
Look at this.
Oh my god. Oh, I love it. Oh my god.
That's 9 cans of Silly Stream.
Holy crap, that is a lot. Damn.
That's 9.
That looks like it looks like something that could like not be real. Like it's like a green screen. I see the green screen behind him, but it looks like something that could be like Photoshop. That's what I meant. It looks like something that could be photoshopped on somebody. Oh my gosh, that is so funny.
Yeah, Chad got him to start it. Chad got that to happen.
Hilarious.
So, yeah. Is there anything else you would like to quote unquote cover? Because
not really. I mean, I think we pretty
got
much
everything.
I think we pretty much covered everything. So
yeah.
I mean, I thought that I thought tonight was great. I had a lot of fun talking to everybody about stuff. So we'll be back next week, same time, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern for Queens of the Ring. Denise will be back. Mitch will be with us again to our honorary queen. Well, I'm sure we'll talk about a few things, and then we'll play the Jeopardy. So that should be a lot of fun.
I think there's be the third, like an automatic third.
Okay.
I really should be.
You can be the third queen then. That's cool.
Denise is gonna be
What?
like, hell no.
Ooh,
Denise is
you know what
gonna
we
be
can
like,
you know what we can put you in the intro, pictures of you in the intro, and then we can put in pictures of Orange Cassidy.
it's our,
I'm just
it
kidding.
started our,
I'm just
no,
kidding.
that was
I'm just
perfect.
kidding.
No,
I'm
that
just
was
kidding. We'll
perfect.
put in
I
Joe
love it.
Hendry.
No,
We'll put in Joe Hendry.
I love it. Like, I love when people make fun of me because it's just like, it brings us closer. You get what I mean?
That's right. That's right. So, yeah, next week
So,
will be a lot of fun. Like I said, I'm sure we'll have a couple of things we'll talk about. But then we'll play WWE Jeopardy, which will be a lot of fun. So please return next week to join us for that. Like I said, Denise will be here, Mitch will be here with us, so it'll be the three of us with you guys playing Jeopardy. But yeah, I mean, thanks for joining us tonight, guys. I really appreciate it. Had a lot of fun talking with everybody about stuff. Once again, Queens of the Ring is exclusive to the Hardcore Sports Network and Stream Punk. Yes, Chad. Yes, this right here.
what?
We can call Blaze the Queen Mother. Oh my God. Blaze is the Queen Mother. Yes, the Queen Mother.
I'm actually fine with that. I'm fine with that. Like,
So like I
honestly,
said, once again, Queens of the Ring is exclusive to the Hardcore Sports Network and Stream Punk Entertainment. Please go ahead and like and subscribe to both those channels. Please go ahead and give them both a follow on social media platforms. Once again, I'm Sarah with our honorary queen as of tonight, Mitch. And thanks for joining us, guys. We'll see you guys next week.
see you guys. Have a good one.